Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a story time video, but before we get into this video, I just want to address two things. First thing is my nails look like a fucking disaster, but we're gonna ignore it. And the second thing is I know that I haven't been making videos and I haven't been posting, but I have an explanation. So I went to a hotel with my mom and I had all my stuff in the back when we were driving back in my bag. And my mom had to like slam on the brakes, and when she did that, all my stuff flew forward. And I have this dumb habit of leaving my SD card in my computer, so my SD card broke because it like snapped in half pretty much. And I didn't have the money to go get a new SD card until now. Well, not really. I got an SD card and then it didn't work, and like it worked for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like an hour ago, I put it in my computer so I could edit like Get Ready With Me that I did, which really sucks because I actually made a lot of videos because I wanted to just like be posting because I like didn't post anything for a long time, and turns out that it was broken. Don't know how it broke. I literally have no idea how it broke. It just broke, and I had to go exchange it for this one, and so now we should be good. And let's get on to the story time. Okay, so this is the first time that I was ever home alone, and this sounds like it's like a whatever kind of video, like kind of boring, like one of those stupid cliche, you know, videos that try to be scary but they're not. But this actually was terrifying. So before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know that I was 10 years old when this happened. And we lived in a neighborhood that I wouldn't say was the best neighborhood, but I wouldn't say it was a bad neighborhood. It was just kind of like a whatever suburban average home. And I was always wanting to be home alone because I thought it would be so fun. I thought it would be like I'm grown up now when I'm home alone or whatever the fuck. So I kept asking my dad, when can I be home alone? When can I be home alone? Like when will you allow me to be home alone? And all of a sudden, my brother was at a friend's house, and my parents had to go do Christmas shopping, so they were just like, do you want to be home alone? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to be home alone. And I had like a stupid ass iPhone 1, like that's the phone that I had. And I was dating this guy in elementary school, first boyfriend, blah, blah. And I was texting him as I was home alone, and I was listening to Kesha, and I felt so fucking cool. I was like, yes, this is the first time I'm home alone. Like, I get all the bitches, like, oh, like, I felt so fucking cool because I was home alone for the first time. And yeah, so I was listening to Kesha. I was blasting Kesha. Like, I'm being serious, like, fucking loud. Like, it sounds like I'm having a party. So I had my dogs with me, and then I went downstairs to go make some toaster strudels. Like, I mean, this story is stuck into my head. Like, everything is like picture perfect in my head. I know what happened because it was one of the scariest times of my life. So I'm going downstairs to go make my toaster strudels, and I start popping them in the oven. So when you go downstairs and you go into the kitchen, my living room and my kitchen are like combined, and then right outside my kitchen and right outside my living room is my backyard. So my backyard is kind of like, I guess there's two rooms, and then my backyard is like outside of like both of them, I guess. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but I hope you guys get it. And so I was looking out the window because right from where I was, the kitchen window was literally right in front of me. So I was just looking out the window, texting my elementary school boyfriend, and I was just texting him, and I just look out, like I look up, and I see this man, and I'm not joking, it looked like he had a rifle. And I am not, I know that I was 10 years old, but this is not my curious, imagination flowing 10-year-old self. Like, I knew that was a gun, and I was like, holy fuck. And I mean, it was late, like it was like 10 o'clock, okay? Like, my parents were going Christmas shopping at a late time for a reason. And well, actually, I wouldn't say it was like 10 o'clock. I would say it's probably like 8:30, and it's like getting dark. So like, it's dark, and I just see the shadow of a man, and I'm like, okay, I know that that is a fucking gun. So what I do next is I go into my living room, and I don't even know what I did with those toaster strudels. I don't remember if I took them out or not. I don't think I did, but I know that I hid. Pretty much. I was like, okay, I can't be fucking seen. Like, I know that I'm like a 10-year-old child, and this guy has a fucking gun. He's gonna shoot me if he has the chance, you know? So I go into my living room and I pretty much get down and I start calling everybody that lives by me, and I start calling my parents and everything like that. So I'm not fucking kidding. I'm calling everybody I know. This is the thing that makes this story fucking scary, especially for a 10-year-old. If this happened to me now, I would still be terrified. If this happened to me when I'm 30, I would be terrified. So this is really shitty that this happened to me when I was 10. So I started calling just everybody. I called my neighbors. I had their number. I called my friend Jaden at the time. I called both of her brothers. I called her mom and her stepdad. I called my friend Michaela. I called her mom. I called her dad. I called her brother. I called her sister. I called my parents. I called my brother. I called, obviously, my elementary school boyfriend, which what is he the fuck gonna do? He's 10 years old. I'm literally fucking calling everybody that I know at this point. The only person that's replying to me is my elementary school boyfriend, and he can't do anything. So I decide to go outside, and this is fucking stupid, okay, because I'm really glad that the shooter didn't go up to me when I went outside, but there was a really high probability that he could have. So I go outside and I run to my neighbor's house, and these were the neighbors that I called. I don't know if they were asleep. I don't know if they weren't there. I don't know what they were, but I was banging on their fucking door, and I was like ringing their doorbell and all this shit, and they just didn't answer. So I didn't know what to do at this point. And since I'm 10 years old, I think everybody's dead. I literally think that everybody in the whole entire world is dead besides my elementary school boyfriend. And I think that this killer or this shooter or whatever literally went and killed everybody that I knew, and he was coming for me. So this is when I called the police. Okay, I was like, I don't know what else to do. I am bawling my eyes out. I literally am sitting there. I remember sitting there on my couch being like, please pick up, because I thought that the fucking police died. I'm not fucking with you. I thought the police died. So then the police answer the phone, and it's this lady, and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I saw a guy with a gun. It was a really big gun. It was like a rifle. I'm 10 years old. I'm home alone. It's really late. My parents aren't answering. And I remember I called my parents like 15 times. Like, I'm not joking. I called my dad 15 times. I called my mom 15 times. To this day, I don't know why they didn't answer the phone. Like, I'm a 10-year-old. I'm home alone. It's the middle of the night. Why won't you answer your phone? I don't know what the fuck happened. And I still ask my parents, and I don't think they remember or something. I should ask my dad again. But I think he told me that, like, they didn't get any calls or something. It was really weird. So I'm like freaking out at this point, and then I hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, thank God. But at the same time, I'm like, what if it's the shooter? It wasn't, and it was my brother's math tutor. And I was like, thank fucking God, I'm not home alone, like, please come in. And then my parents finally came home, and everything was okay. A police officer showed up at my house, and he was like, you know, like, is everything okay, and everything like that. And no, I don't know why nobody answered the phone. Please don't ask me that. Like, I literally don't know. It's a question that is now unanswered, and I don't know who that person was either. To this day, though, I do still believe that that guy was holding a gun, because I can remember what he looked like, and it was very scary. And I still, like, if I saw that right now, I would think that that guy had a gun. Before I end this story now on a little happy ending kind of thing, I'm gonna tell you something that makes this story even scarier. Later on, I think I was still 10 years old, and I was still with my little elementary school boyfriend, and I was actually dating this one guy, and then my friend Michaela, who was my best friend and still is dating his best friend. So that's how, like, it was. And me and her went to the park, and me and her are super, like, little, like, nerdy little kids, and we had this stupid coin, like, that made us, like, our best friend coin. I'm pretty sure it was just, like, a $1 Sacagawea coin. That's what it was. And I thought that this was so rare. I was like, nobody has these coins or whatever, because my dad gave them to me. So I let her have one, and I was like, these are, like, our best friend coins, and we didn't want to lose them. I remember what I was wearing specifically. I was wearing these really ugly jeggings that were bright blue, and then this bright blue flannel, and I put my coin in the, like, chest pocket of my flannel, and we went to the park. And it was getting late. Like, it was like the sun was setting, so I would say it was probably like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. We were there for a while, and we were there, like, when it was, like, dark. Like, it was like very, very dark, and you couldn't see like 10 feet in front of you kind of dark. And all of a sudden, and my whole entire life, I've had like these feelings. Like, it's something that sounds so stupid, but I've always had these like feelings. And like, I know when something's sketchy, I know when something's gonna happen. And like, my boyfriend, my dad, my brother, my mom, my friends have all experienced this. I can literally tell the fucking future. Like, I will say something that will happen. And it has happened. Like, crazy ass shit has happened that I have predicted. It's really fucking weird. If you guys want to like hear about those stories, like, let me know. It's so weird. Or I'll just get feelings and then something will happen. Or, you know, like, I'll have a feeling that like let's say something was like, oh no, everything was fine, and then I'll be like, no, I really believe that this and that happened, and then later on, it turns out that that really did happen, you know? So I know it sounds kind of confusing, but what I'm trying to say is I just have these feelings that come true and that really happen. So we were at the park, and I saw this guy. There was like a sidewalk that was kind of far away from the park, and I saw this guy, and I don't know if he was dressed in all black. It looked like he was dressed in all black, but it was very dark out, so I can't like say that 100% like it's true, but he looked like he was in like a black jumpsuit. That's why I call this story The Man in Black, whenever I tell this one just separately. But I really do think that both of these stories make a lot of sense together. So we were at the park, I see this guy, he looks like he's dressed in all black, and I just say, dude, I don't have a good feeling about this guy. I think there's something weird with him. Like, I think we need to go. And she's like, no, I really want to stay. Let's just like give it a few minutes and see if he leaves. He gets to like the other like sidewalk that's like to the side of the sidewalk. It's kind of weird. He just kind of gets afar. And I drop my Sacagawea coin, and we're looking for my coin. And this is what freaks me the fuck out, is because if Michaela was not paying attention, I genuinely believe that I would be murdered, or like I would be murdered and dead right now, or I would be being held captive with Michaela kidnapped by this guy right now. Or it would have happened and I would have been kidnapped, or I would have, you know, been almost killed or something like that from this guy. Because as I'm looking for my coin, Michaela gets up and she turns around and she sees him running towards us. And when I say he's running towards us, I mean he is fucking sprinting towards us through this field to get to the park. And if I make a vlog like ever at my old neighborhood, I'll show you guys like where I'm talking about. But like, he's running through this field like towards us, and we ran the fuck away, and I turned around and he was gone after we got up like out of the park area. So that's what makes me think that this story is just a little bit scarier. Is, do you think it's the same guy that chased me around when I was at the park and then tormented me with a fucking gun when I was home alone for the first time? I don't know, but it sounds pretty sketchy to me, and it sounds like it makes a lot of sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time and a little bit of an extra story, and I will see you guys in my next one, and I hope that this made up for all of the videos that I've missed. I know it's really frustrating, but I did the best I could, guys. I did the best I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I missed you guys so much, and I love you more than anything, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. And make sure that you comment down below if you think that that was the same guy and if those stories relate.